Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Neferdede, the content queen. And so it's been a few days since I posted the first video of my motherhood series, which was my pandemic pregnancy recap of my gender reveal and baby shower. So today we're gonna get into my birth story. I'm gonna share with you all the events leading up to me giving birth. And I just wanna say thank you to those who have watched that video. If you have not watched the first part of this series, I will go ahead and link that video in the description box. And also thank you to those who have subscribed in the past week. I remember I started off at 315 subscribers. I am now at 336 subscribers. So in the last week and a half or two, I gained 15 subscribers, which to me is a huge jump because I've been inactive for almost 10 years. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. And please let me know what you guys want to see more from me. I do know I want to tap into, obviously, fashion videos. I've just been really enjoying creating beauty content. So stay tuned for more beauty videos coming from me. But let's get into my birth story. April, we had the baby shower. May, I had a virtual graduation.
And
without the love and the support from my family, I would not be here today. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
So we did the graduation photos in April. May we did the virtual graduation. And I invited my friends and family to come over to, celebrate. But I was upset, guys. I'm not gonna lie, because I said I didn't spend all this time in school just to do a virtual graduation. But it was okay because Tracy Ellis Ross, you guys will see, Tracy Ellis Ross spoke at our graduation virtually. She was the guest prominent speaker at our graduation, and it was virtual.
It offers me fuel, and all of it is an integral part of my identity and self-expression. Some of you are leaving FIT as designers of toys, interiors, cars, games, and
House of Destiny!
Animators,
House of Destiny.
Some of you are on the business
Get it right.
side of these creative industries.
Right, or don't talk to me, twins.
Marketing or journalism, or you will become experts in art, cosmetics, home products, and textiles. So basically, you all will be making things for me. Or you will be building.
And then in June, so things started to lighten up a little bit, right? We actually had an in-person graduation. So June 3rd, 2021, we had an in-person graduation. Mind you, guys, it was rainy. It was gloomy. I had a long day because you had to get tested before, you had to have a rapid test before the graduation. I'll never forget it. Drove to New York. The graduation was being held at Central Park. And I hated what I was wearing for graduation. I was not happy. I was happy my parents, one thing I would say I was very happy was that my parents, both parents were there.
Enjoy yourself, enjoy your life every day. Let go of shame, share what goes on with you with the other.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys stick in your row, okay? Thank you.
Was I supposed to get a thing to write my name?
Haley Tarazona.
Desiree Dawson.
You did it! All right! So my dad, fun fact, took me to Accepted Students Day when I was a freshman, and I'll never forget it. He was asking me so many questions, and he was so proud of me that I went to FIT because the dean at the time was like, FIT is one of the hardest schools to get into. And it was. Because whenever I hear people say they didn't get accepted to FIT, I'm like, how? And because it's a fashion school, you would think that it's easy to get in. But FIT is more than just a fashion school, guys. I hope you guys know. The Fashion Institute of Technology is more than just a fashion school, okay? Like, there's a lot of programs, and the programs are not that easy. I was a fashion business management major, formerly known as Fashion Merchandising Management, FBM. So I started off as an FMM major because that's what it was called. And then when I went back again, they changed it to FBM. So yeah. And that's like people that go into buying, e-commerce, executive management, retail management, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I had my graduation June 3rd, and we we went to Ventana's afterwards. The day was just out of whack. I'm not gonna lie. The vibe was off, the energy was off because I had to go to one clinic to go to the next clinic to get a rapid test. Me and my son's father was beefing. We always beefing. I love that man dearly, but we always beefing. And it was just a mess, my graduation. So after dinner with my family at Ventana's, which I didn't like too much, expensive for no reason. Ventana's is overhyped. Any trendy restaurant that these influencers and these people post online, they don't even be a lot. Like, the food did not even hit. Like, and I'm pregnant and the food didn't hit. So it had me even tight. Like, I was angry. And that's in Fort Lee, New Jersey, Ventana's. I didn't like the food at all. We drove back to South Jersey. All I remember is that I'm like, I'm going to bed. But before I went to bed, I was in pain. Like, this was like the first time I was feeling this pain too. Like, it was cramps. So let me explain to y'all, like, I didn't do no type of pregnancy education. I wung my whole pregnancy like I was winging it. You know how people be like, oh, I'm taking classes, like pregnancy classes. Like, people like get really prepared. I didn't do nothing. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do nothing to really prepare. I just was watching videos, reading stuff on Google. I had the app, the Baby List app, and then I had another app that shows you the size of the baby each week. I was winging it, okay? So the pain I was feeling, I'm like, okay, this is rare. I've never felt this pain before. Yo, after I cried my eyes out for whatever reason, I'm on the phone with my sisters like, yo, I'm in pain. They're like, okay, Didi, just drink some tea and go to bed. And I was like, huh? Drink some tea and go to bed. And mind you, my bag for the hospital wasn't even packed, right? So by this time, my bag should have been packed because we in June and my due date was June 30th. My due date was June 30th, guys. So bear in mind, my due date was June 30th and today is June 3rd, 2021. And so I'll never forget it. I'm on FaceTime because me and my sisters, we have a group chat and we always on FaceTime. And they just like, Didi, oh, hush, go to bed. Like, go to sleep. Go drink some tea and go to bed. And so out of nowhere, I just got like this burst of energy to just like pack my hospital bag and the baby bag. I just started packing. And then I put it in a room and it was in a corner. Around 1 a.m. and I went to the bathroom and I just took a random photo of me on the toilet of my belly. And I'll probably show the photo so you guys can see like what my belly was looking like, but if not, I'm gonna blur out some parts. Okay. So it's week 36 and I've been feeling Braxton Hicks contractions all day. And we're at 36 weeks. So I just decided to pack the baby's bag and then I'm about to go pack my bag. And just in case, you know, because anything can happen, I want to be prepared. Prepared, for real. So yeah. I went back to bed and around 1 a.m. I woke up like calling my son's father like, I can't walk. I'm in pain. Oh my God, the pain was so crazy. I called the OBGYN and she was like, you need to go to the hospital. Mind you, we lived around the corner from the hospital. Literally, Virtual Memorial Hospital, and we lived around the corner. And so I was like, I bet it's lit. We went to the emergency room and they were like, take her up to the mother-baby unit or whatever. The midwife on duty checked me and she was like, you are 1 centimeter dilated. I said, what are you talking about? Which one is 1 centimeter dilated? I was like, this is weird. And mind you, when I used the bathroom that morning, I wiped and it was spotting. So I was like, this is so off. Like, I felt weird. Mind you, I had walked the stage June 3rd that afternoon. Walked the stage, grabbed my diploma. No, they give you the diploma holder, but nothing is inside of it. So I grabbed it, went out to eat, drove back to South Jersey, had a little like emotional moment, went to sleep, woke up with excruciating pains and cramps. The nurse is telling me I need to go to the hospital. I get to the hospital and she's telling me I'm 1 centimeter dilated. And I said, ain't no way, because my due date is not until June 30th. She said, oh no, like that's possible, like that can happen. Women, sometimes they'll be 1 centimeter dilated, but it'll be for like 2 weeks. It won't be until like 2 weeks later they'll give birth. So I was like, okay, cool. They monitored me. They were like, I think you can go home. Like, everything is fine, so go home. They sent me home. Virtual Memorial sent me home. Mind you, I didn't eat, so I was like, okay, let's stop and get Dunkin' Donuts. It was like around 3 or 4. I think it was actually 5 in the morning. They sent me home. And Dunkin' Donuts was open, so we grabbed like those little bagel bites. And I had, I think I had a cappuccino. I don't remember what I had. But it's June 4th now, guys. And it's 12 something in the afternoon. I woke up out of a sleep with pain. So I said, I'm having contractions. The contractions I was having were back to back to the point where I couldn't even move. I fell to my knees. Then I got back up and threw up everywhere. I threw up everywhere. My son's father runs in the room and he's like, he knew I was in labor because I threw up. And I was like, I can't walk. It was so bad. Mind you, we lived on the 3rd floor. No elevator in this building. We lived on the 3rd floor, no elevator. And so like the way women used to like walk, let me explain something, because I don't think I explained this before. Like, women would walk to like, you know, they will walk, do raspberry leaf tea, do all those things. I didn't do that because we lived on the 3rd floor and my walking was going up and down those stairs. And during my pregnancy, I was up and down the turnpike. Like, I was at my mom's house, at my son's father's parents' house. Like, I was at friends' house. Like, I was up and down. Like, I did not sit down during my pregnancy. And I didn't want to sit down during my pregnancy, to be honest. I didn't think I needed to. Like, when I was even in Atlanta, it was so funny. That was a sign. That was a sign from God. I was in Atlanta at the club. There was a pregnant girl in the club. And me, I was like, ain't no way she in the club and she pregnant. But all her friends was like dancing around her. She was having fun. She wasn't drinking. She was just having fun. And so I was like, okay. But I'm low-key, I was judging. And you see, God don't play. You want to judge somebody, God will give you the same thing you be judging people for. And it's so funny, I said this during my pregnancy, God makes you bite your own words. Like, the shit you used to talk about people when you were not pregnant, the things you used to talk about mothers when you were not pregnant and never been pregnant, you will experience them for yourself. You will experience it for yourself. You think you're holier than thou. You think you're so perfect. You think you could do no wrong. You think, God made you like this, so harm will never reach your yard. Like, trouble will never reach your yard. Wahala day. Right? in the word it says weapons. What is it? No weapons formed against you shall prosper. Right? But that does not mean the weapons will not form. That does not mean the weapons will not form. It's saying the weapons will not prosper. But the weapons will still form. But you have to be, you know how to combat those weapons. If you're in the things of God, you have to know how to combat the weapons that form. And you combat the weapons that form with your word. Because the word is your ammunition. That's when you go on a battlefield, you are armed up with your word. Okay, we're getting too preachy. All right. Not too much. Okay, so yeah. I don't even know how I even got there. Well, what was I even talking about? Y'all, so let's go back now. The day of my pregnancy, like giving birth, I threw up everywhere. And my son's father helped me out the bed. Mind you, you know how you plan? All right. I plan to have my makeup done, plan to have my hair done for my pregnancy. Like, I plan to, like, just be ready. You plan to just be ready. No way, shape, or form was I ready. At least my hair was still installed, right? Because it was the same installation from before. I had got it reinstalled again for my graduation as well. Like, she just did, like, a reapplication. And so this whole thing is so funny to me. It's so funny. So, like, I didn't even shower. I went to the bathroom and wiped, and it was mucusy. I said my mucus plug came out. Like, that's how I knew it was ready to go. It was go time. I said, ain't no way. I was just at the hospital. I said, ain't no way. I was just at the hospital. They told me I was 1 centimeter and sent me home. Ain't no way. I was like, I wasn't ready. Mind you, I've been pregnant for 9 months already, right? I'm pregnant. So you would assume that I'm ready. Girl, was I ready? I was not ready. Guys, I wasn't ready. Like, oh my God, I think about it. I think about this all the time, like how my son came so quick. Like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Okay. So yeah, now like called the doctors again, and she's like, oh yeah, your mucus plug came out, you gotta go back to the hospital. Went back to the hospital. Like, on the car ride there, like, granted the hospital's right around the corner, the car ride there, them contractions was them contractions was shooting my womb up. The contractions was I said, no way, Jose. The pain I felt, guys. I wouldn't wish this pain on nobody. The pain I felt. Mothers, can you relate? If you can relate, comment below. The pain I felt. Yeah, no. Whoever told you that pregnancy don't hurt and giving birth don't hurt, the lights. Like, you know, you watch women giving birth all the time and you don't think nothing of it. I want you guys to think of the contraction as your period cramps times 1,000. No, not even times 10, times 1,000. I've never felt such pain like that in my life because I don't get bad period cramps. My periods are regular, right? So when I felt that, ooh, the pain goes, you know how, okay, so they tell you the contractions, they last like, it's like back-to-back contractions, but they last a few seconds. It's like, someone shooting you, or like punching you so many times, and then it just stops. And then it goes again. And then it stops. And then in the moment it stops, you literally need to breathe. Like, you got to breathe when it stops. We get to the hospital, y'all. And we in front. I can't get out the car. I can't walk. My husband, it's a manifestation. My son's father runs into the hospital and he's like, wheelchair. She's in labor. Da, 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 da. And they bring out the wheelchair. Before they bring out the wheelchair, before they can even bring the wheelchair, I have already vomited in front of the whole hospital. I thought I was going to pass out. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was going to be, that was it. I thought that was the end. So another reason why I was so scared during my pregnancy is because you hear stories about women that die during childbirth, and I kept seeing this stuff, and it's just the mortality rate of Black women during pregnancy. Yeah, no. It don't make no sense. And so in this moment, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I thought it was the end, because what I felt, like the heat rushing in my body, the pain was so unbearable to a point where it was like, I thought it was the end. I'm not gonna lie. Like, after having like an easygoing pregnancy and for everything to happen so quick like this, I thought it was the end. So they get me in a wheelchair. They're like, take her up to the mother baby unit, take her up to the mother baby unit. And I remember we get up to the unit and an older lady at the front desk is there. She grabs the wheelchair. And all I'm telling her is, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. And my head going from this side to this side, I'm gonna pass out. All I kept saying is that I'm gonna pass out. She said, no, you're not. You're gonna be fine. And it's the older white lady. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. No. Which one is fine? I was feeling like it was the end. I was seeing the lights. Like, I thought it was over, guys. I thought it was over because the pain was so unbearable. And we get to the hospital room and we are now like in the hospital room and I'm on all fours. Like, they're telling me to put the hospital gown on. I can't even move. No one's helping me. All I know is that they're running around with chickens like that have no head because they're trying to get me ready for birth. I couldn't. I was in pain. I was on all fours on that bathroom floor, and they're like, put the hospital gown on. I can't put it on. And so I told my son's father he has to help me. He had to come help me. I think he didn't even know what to do because he was even like frantic. I put the hospital gown on now and they get me to the bed. The same midwife from that morning, she was my midwife again. She came in and she checked me. She's like, girl, you 8 centimeters dilated. I don't even know what to say again because the pain I'm feeling, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling those same pains from that day. Like, my body was limp. I was like this. And when she said 8 centimeters dilated, I said, life, oh, be careful in life, ladies. Be careful. Because, wow. To be 8 centimeters dilated, I said, you joking. No, ain't no way. And like, I didn't really do much research. I think you have to be 10 centimeters dilated and then they're gonna start the whole process, right? So I didn't want, and mind you, before even going into labor, I said I didn't want to ever do epidural, and I want a natural home birth. I didn't have time to plan for none of that. I didn't even have a doula during my pregnancy. I didn't even have midwife come check. I didn't have nothing of the kind. So it's like, I was just not prepared. And mind you, my graduation was the day before. So like, yeah, it was just too much. Now, I'm in that bed like, we're about to be parents. My son's father is on the side of me. He's coaching me like, you got this, it's okay. And I was just like, give me your hand, like squeezing his hand. Like, I was so like in pain, like I was stuck. Like, every time the pain came, I was wailing. All right, you ever hear a wail? You ever hear a whale scream, a whale cry? Ooh, it was wailing. I was crying, I was screaming. And I was like, y'all gonna have to give me that epidural. She said, it's too late. I said, which one is too late? She said, girl, we're already there. It's too late. Like, I think after 8 centimeters, you can't get the epidural anymore. She's like, the midwife is here. My son's father's here. And she's like, you got this, girl. You got this. Like, it's okay. You got this. This is what. And same thing Marina told me at my the pregnancy announcement. She's like, this is what you're made to do. This is what your body's designed to do. You got this. And the midwife, I could tell, was very spiritual. Because she was just like, the energy she gave was just so nice and calming. Like, while I'm the only one going crazy, everybody was chill. Like, you got this. It's okay. Reassuring me. My son's father's reassuring me. Before I look, something shot out. And it was the water. The water had finally broke. And it was like a gush of water. Like, warm water at that. And she was like, they were telling me to stop pushing because if I keep pushing, I could rip. But how can you not push when something is pushing you to push? How can you not push when something is pushing your what is it? Your cervix to push? Like, you get the urge to want to go to the bathroom, but you have to hold it until they say it's time to start pushing. I could not hold it anymore. So that's why everything started just going. I would say in a matter of 10 minutes, my son was born. It was in a matter. Well, guys, we had the baby today. 5 pounds, 13 ounces. I didn't get the epidural, guys. I didn't want it either, but he came on his own. Isn't that so? Matter. So guys, I was in labor the entire time I was at my graduation and after. I was in labor from the day before and didn't know it. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, I just didn't know I was in labor. And it was not until I was at the hospital that I was just like, oh wow. So all of yesterday I was in labor or gearing up to be in labor, like, ha. Yeah, so like that day, I will never forget because it will always go down in history. I walked at graduation, crossing the stage. One chapter of my life closed, receiving my bachelor's degree. And the next day, I'm in a hospital bed giving birth to my son. A story I will forever cherish. A story I will always tell my son because I was getting ready to start a new chapter. One chapter had closed and a new chapter had just begun. One day apart, June 3rd and June 4th. And the number 3 signifies completeness and wholeness, and it's one of my favorite numbers. I'm the 3rd daughter, also born to my father and mother. I'm the middle child, if you guys don't know. And so it's just like, then the 4th, it's like, may the 4th be with you. I'm just kidding. The force was with me. Like, my son was born so quickly. There was a powerful force. Like, it was just, but a spiritual force that was just like moving around me, right? Especially in that hospital room. And I'm grateful for the staff that was there. I'm grateful to my son's father who was there with me. Like, the hospital was empty. The mother-baby unit was empty. Like, even at 1 a.m. that day, I only heard one woman there, and she was just crying that she was in pain because she was also in labor. After that, I didn't hear anything. Like, we were in the hospital for a few days and went back home. My son was born, and the first thing I said was, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. But I kid you not, when they put his body on me, I looked down, I said, I was confused because he was gray. So I didn't know, like, I don't know why sometimes I think the worst of things. So I was just like, why does he look like that? And my son's father tells me all the time how, like, I looked at him, like, almost with disgust because the only reason why I looked like that was because I was confused. And then I realized, I was like, oh my God, it just dawned on me, I'm a mom. I'm a mom now, guys. Like, the little girl that you guys once knew, the young lady that you guys once knew, has now blossomed into a new chapter of life, which is motherhood. So there's so many stages in life, which is so beautiful, right? Like your first step, the first words you speak, baptism, graduations, graduating college, graduating high school, then graduating college, your first job, your first heartbreak, your first relationship, your first heartbreak, like all of these things. There's so many firsts in life. And I am the first daughter from my mom and dad to give birth and have a child. So I gave my parents their first grandchild. Outside of that, I was the first daughter from my mom and dad to actually graduate college and receive a bachelor's degree, which took me many years to obtain, but I did it, right? So it's like, in this life, I've achieved many firsts, but I'm not the last, right? And so I'm here to tell you guys that motherhood is no small feat, but you can do it, right? You will not be defeated. You got this, because God got you, right? If it wasn't for God, like sometimes I don't think people understand why I go so hard about God now in my life, because there's been times where it's like, I really wanted to give up, y'all. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I wanted to give up. My light died. And so, okay, my light died, it's okay. There's times where I wanted to give up, but God saves me over and over and over, and he will continue to save you. He will continue to protect you and guide you. Like, as much as I joke and laugh, and sometimes joking and laughing is a coping mechanism for me, and smiling, but like deep down, my purpose is great because the God I serve is great. I serve a mighty God, a big God. My God got me through college, a very challenging time in my life. My God got me through pregnancy, also challenging time through life. And now he is getting me through this next chapter of motherhood, which I know will have its challenges, but it's so rewarding. Like, as someone who's held so many jobs in life, as cliche as it may sound, one of the best jobs I have is being a mother. And it's something that I don't take for granted. And I'm so grateful for my mother and all of the women in my life that have played the role of mommy or mothers to me. Like, spiritual mothers, you are appreciated. Biological mothers, you are appreciated. My mom, my hero, my shiro. My mom is my hero. Whenever I would write papers in high school and college, and who's your hero? My mom. That's a no-brainer. She's my hero. I'm grateful to God for her. Like, my mom did it with 6 kids. I don't know how. She did it with 5 in America, an immigrant from Liberia, navigating this crazy world. Like, the American system is not easy, and it's also not kind to foreigners. First generation, this is me going back to, there's so many firsts in life, right? Like, my sisters and I are first generation American, first generation Liberian American. I'm the first daughter to graduate college with a bachelor's of science degree. The first daughter to give my parents a grandchild. So my journey and story is bigger than just me. my why is my family. My why is my son. So if you ever see me like distant, or if you ever see me not talking, sometimes I'm just meditating on the goodness of God. Like sometimes I'm just reflecting on how good God has been to me and my family. Like I'm forever his servant because of how good he's been to me. Even where in times where I haven't even been worthy of his love, like leaving the church, wanting to act out and do my own thing, just like being disobedient, chastising, manipulating, like just, I'm not perfect, right? Like I'm not perfect. And I'm so happy to be on this journey now as a mother, and having the support from all the women around me, my mother, my sisters, my aunts, cousins. Like I'm grateful to everyone, and friends. I'm grateful to everyone in my community and in my village who support me, even when I'm like being the distant one, right? Like they're reaching out, checking in, like, how are you? How's ABJ? We want to see ABJ. Bring ABJ over. Like I'm just so happy to be his mother, and I'm happy that God chose me to be his mother. Yeah, it's just been like a crazy but exciting whirlwind these last 3 years. And I wanted to do this video today because I'm like, it's been a long time coming with this video, but every year, every month, I'm recapping and going back like, wow, you did it. Like, words hold power, and I want people to understand that. Like, don't take words lightly. When we say you did it, in congratulations to your accomplishments, mommy, mother, you did it. You made it through the toughest time of life, right? Pregnancy, you did it. Congratulations, and hats go off to you. There's so many women my age who can't fathom the idea of being a mom, especially like in crazy times like this, right? Like after the pandemic, we're still trying to get a sense of normalcy again. And even with just life, right? Like adult life. Doing adult life by yourself is one thing. Doing adult life with a child or more than one child is another thing. And so give mothers grace. As much as like social media bigs up all these like, I could never, like y'all could never because y'all not ready for it. And it's okay. Like, I agree, right? Like, I used to be that person who was on the other side of the joke, who was the person that was making the joke or like doing things as a kiki haha moment. But as someone who's now on the other side of the joke or on the other end of the joke, this is real life, y'all. Like, I don't care how much things is a ha-ha hee-hee moment. Some things are not ha-ha hee-hee. It's real life, because when it happens to you, you're not going to be ha-ha hee-heeing. You're not going to be kikiing when it happens to you. And I just want everybody to just be mindful of the words they speak. Be mindful of the words you speak. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Be mindful of the words you speak over yourself, but also the words you speak over someone else's life. That's just all I have to say. I just say that because it's like, people love gossiping, people love chichipole, people love like, you know, to meddle, people love drama, they love entertainment, right? And anything that gives them any type of entertainment, because it's not their life, they're gonna laugh about it, right? But once it becomes their life, once that wahala now enters your yard, you will not be laughing. Like, when trouble comes knocking at your door full force, like, there's no reason why you would be laughing, because you wouldn't even be laughing. The wahala enters your yard, right, and comes knocking. Doop, 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 doop. You open up, you're not ready for it. You wouldn't be laughing. So I would be mindful when I'm laughing about someone else's situation. I get it, it's not you. So you can laugh about someone else's situation. But the day it is you won't be laughing. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, motherhood is crazy. Motherhood is not easy. You learn as you go, but lean on your village, lean on your church community, lean on your friends, your family. You are not alone. You are not alone. Me, sometimes I'm just a person that I'm working on myself, guys. I'm a work in progress. I distance myself a lot. I spend a lot of time alone. And it's only to protect my peace and my energy. And it's like, I don't trust a lot of people, something that I'm also working on. I just think a lot of people are wolves in sheep clothing. They'll proclaim and shout, I'm women empowerment. They'll proclaim and shout, I'm a girl's girl, but deep down they're really not a girl's girl. So sometimes I'm just like, it's nor here nor there. Like, out of sight, out of mind. People will say things thinking that you don't hear it. People will do things thinking that you don't see it. Like, it's like this world, people just, if it's not them, they don't care, right? Some people are very nonchalant to things that are not them. And because they're not in that situation, or they were never in that situation, they don't know what it feels like to be in those situations. And I feel like for me, I always put myself in someone else's shoes. Like, I know how to put myself in other people's shoes, because I was once the girl that was laughed at, the girl that was made fun of. I was once the other end of the joke, the butt of the joke, right? I was once the heartbroken, sad girl, depressed girl. I was there, but I picked myself up and prayed and leaned full force into my spiritual bag, got into my spiritual bag, right? Like, just be mindful. Motherhood is not an easy journey, and we all can do it. This is what our bodies are designed to do. And your timing is your timing. Don't let nobody rush you. That's another thing I wanted to say. Don't let nobody rush you. I'm gonna also say this. Don't let nobody rush you to becoming a mother, right? Let that man you decide to have a child with prove himself worthy. One thing I know is that I've always known from day one my son's father was going to be a good father, because how he interacts with children and how he is with his siblings. He's just a very fatherly individual. As much as my son's father may play around and joke a lot, people don't notice. He's a jokester, and he plays around, and he makes dull moments very vibrant and lighthearted. He is a good father. He's a good father. Every relationship is not perfect, right? I give him his fatherhood badge because he does what he needs to do when he needs to do it, and he steps up and he takes charge when it comes to being a father. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very completely honest. When I found out I was pregnant and he was so happy, I was just like, oh boy, what did I get myself into? Oh boy, what did I get myself into? This man took control and bought everything that we needed for the baby. Like, very, very hands-on with the baby. I'm gonna be honest. My son's father is very hands-on. There was days where I would be sleeping and he would just be like, yeah, I got this. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll feel bad because I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm so drained. He was right there by my side in that hospital room, and after, cooking, cleaning, right there with me, washing clothes right with me. Like, he was with me. And I'm not gonna lie, like, we had our moments where after I gave birth, we had our issues and stuff like that. But that's just life. Nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. You can't hold that against people forever. And you too are going to learn that you're not perfect. And if God can give you chance after chance after chance, why can't you? I'm not saying be naive and be stupid and give people chance after they, disrespected you. But know who you're having a child with. If that man shows signs that he is not worthy of being a father of your child before you give birth and have his child, why would you even put yourself in that situation? from day one, I knew my son's father was gonna be a good father because I just knew that's just how he is. It's in him, not on him. And so, what else? What note do I want to leave this on? I'm a mom now, guys. It's been a long time coming. I'm grateful to God for where I'm at, and bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Give your friends and family who are mothers grace. If you're not trying to help them in any way, shape, or form, or be a positive reinforcement or motivation in their life, please distance yourself. Like, leave that person alone. Because there's a lot of people that bring negativity to your life for no reason, for no absolute reason. And mothers don't need that negativity because they already got to deal with their children that can be tyrants. They already got to deal with work. They already got to deal with so many different things in life that once you're a mother, everything is just heightened to times 2, right? Because I keep seeing these memes, like, I don't know. There's a lot of memes that go around where women are like, I'm enjoying my life single without kids, yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm happy you're enjoying your life single without kids, but I know deep down you still want that. You still want that, but you have to choose the right person to, you know, start that life and family with, right? Just stop with the jokes. I just feel like everybody is just so insensitive when it comes to certain things because everything is supposed to be a joking moment when everything is not a joking moment. Like, people will say, oh, Desiree, she's so sensitive. She's so sensitive. And I'm just like, yeah, I am. And like, I am sensitive. And it's okay to be. But certain topics are sensitive. Until you go through that, I almost died, y'all. Like, until you go through that, you will never understand. You will never understand. And it's like, some women make their decisions, some people make their beds and they lie in it. It's okay, but that doesn't mean now you should just go now trying to make a joke out of their situation. Like, people could say, oh, I would never do that. I could never. You don't know what you could ever do until you in it. Until you actually do it. Like, you don't know. You don't know. Be careful what you say. That's all I'm gonna say. What else? I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's super long. It is in 2 parts. So part 1, we have the pregnancy journey, the baby shower, the gender reveal, and the baby shower. Part 2 is just my birth story. Stay tuned for the next video that's coming out, guys. I am going to talk about my son's first birthday party and preparing for that. And yeah, so this is my motherhood series. I'm a millennial mom. So yeah, things are a little different for me. I'm a millennial and pandemic mother. So yeah. Wow, I did it. I did the video. The video's so long. 52 minutes is crazy. All on my iPhone at that, guys. Stop making excuses. It's 2024. Stop making excuses. It's 2024. This year, let's execute. Okay, you don't have the best equipment. So what? Just do it. Once you do it, you'll get money for the best equipment. I promise you. I'm gonna get money for the best equipment. But yeah, guys, I'm so happy I actually got this video out because I've been wanting to do this video for the longest. And my baby shower was so beautiful. My baby shower was so beautiful. My birth story is so beautiful. May God be with all you mothers to be. I pray for a safe journey. I pray for a safe and healthy delivery. May God be with you during your delivery. May God give you the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding in which you seek. And may God give you the strength and the energy during this time as you transition into becoming a mother. It's one thing to be pregnant, but then to become a mother now, it's like you're still, like, the child is in your womb when you're pregnant. So the child's not there yet, right? So it's still just you. But after giving birth, it's now you and child, you and baby. so thank you. Oh wait, I have to thank my mom again and my son's father, because those two people. Thank you to my mother. Thank you to my son's father. If you guys are watching, thank you. After ABJ was born, we did not sleep. My mom would spend weekends with us to help us take care of ABJ. She gave ABJ his first bath. My mom would drive all the way from her salon to come take care of ABJ while we get a little bit of sleep. And mind you, during the pandemic, a lot of people couldn't come. And at one point I felt so bad because my mom would leave the hospital. My mom would leave her salon after doing a client's hair, doing box braids for 12 hours, and then drive an hour to come be with us. And I'm so grateful for my mom. This is my pregnancy journey, guys. Oh my God, I actually shared it. I'm only sharing it because I know there are other girls that are pregnant now that I know, and there are mothers-to-be that are watching this channel who may need a little bit of encouragement. And so any questions you guys have about your pregnancy journey, mommies, tap in, let's become friends. And mind you, I already had friends and cousins that were already mothers, but it's just in my immediate family with my sisters, no one was a mom yet, so it was me navigating it, kind of like, I don't know what to do. And my mom was like, I forgot, I don't know, because the last time my mom had a child was, Angel is 19. Yeah, 19 years ago. So like, my mom was like, I don't know, I forgot. She didn't have to do this for a long time. So yeah, it's like, once you get into the groove of things, find your routine, find what your balance is, everything will work itself out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It's your girl Neferdede, the content queen. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more. Bye.